Hey, what's up DIYers? Mike Borders with the Mike Borders channel. Thank you for watching. Today we're talking Dyson vacuum cleaners, and in the event that your vacuum cleaner is cutting in and out, there are 3 common causes that lead to this. Let's take a look. All right, DIYers, in front of us now is the DC59 vacuum cleaner, also known as the Dyson V6. And in the event that you're vacuuming a room or your entire house, and while you're vacuuming, the vacuum itself continues to cut in and out like that, not really pulsating, literally just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We are going to show you the 3 common causes. Number 1, you have an air blockage. So with that said, what we are going to do is empty out the vacuum cleaner as well as this filter right here. All right, DIYers, direct your attention to this red push button here. We're going to open up the trash, and by pushing it down once, it will release the bottom cap. And you have been doing this probably the entire time you've owned it, so this is nothing new. Once you get everything that you can reach, go ahead and push down on this push button one more time, and as you do this, you will pull this canister off, as shown here. What I like to do as I push this down is basically turn the canister itself, and that will allow this front tab right there to come out of the slot inside. Go ahead and continue cleaning this out, and from here, you have much better access to the entire internal screen. Go ahead and carefully remove any and all debris, as well as at the connection point here up near the tab. And our goal is to get this as clean as possible, even inside here and inside here. After you clean it, go ahead and power it for a few seconds. All right, set that down. Again, clean the entire inner portion of your canister, as well as the inlet. Believe it or not, this gets pretty clogged over time. See how you can see through it? That's what you want. Next, grab your vacuum cleaner and canister, rest your filter or screen portion down inside the canister, realign that little tab right there in its slot, and it should click right into place. Go ahead and test it. And that is firmly secured. Go ahead and push the red push button once, and any additional debris will come out that cap. Back inside, and again, we've cleaned the inlet. We've cleaned the entire canister or chamber. Now, the upper or center filter. It does not spin, twist, or turn. You just grab a hold of this little pin or tab here and carefully pull up. It secures itself by this rubber seal. And take note of the image or icon on the screen. That is a water spigot, basically informing you that it is friendly to put this under a spigot or hose and clean it with water. And although it may not look dirty now, you will be surprised. Next thing I want to show you is probably something that you will not see in other videos. We want to separate the sock portion from the plastic insert. And to do so, you have little tabs here. See that little slot with that tab? I just have a standard pick tool. Pushing on that tab and pushing up, you can release it from this little slot here. Be very careful as you do this. You do not want to break that plastic piece that secures that clip. And once you have released those tabs, carefully pull the sock portion off of the plastic part. Now the reason I'm showing you this is you can run this underwater for 20 to 30 minutes. However, if there is a buildup of debris such as hair inside here, it's not going to come out when you're running this sock underwater. So very important to pull these 2 pieces apart to clean anything inside this plastic part. From here, let's go run this sock underwater. At the sink now, I have a white bowl because I want to show you how dirty these socks can actually get. And ours is pretty clean. However, you can see debris coming out of it. And I recommend warm water going through this sock. And if yours is pulsating or cutting in and out aggressively, chances are this sock is going to be a lot dirtier than ours is. And we'll continue running water under this for about 5 to 10 minutes. Alright DIYers, it has been about 5 minutes. We're going to carefully turn the sock upside down, turn the water off, and rest it on a towel. Dyson recommends allowing this to dry for a minimum of 24 hours. As far as what you do with the water, it's all personal preference. I do not recommend pouring it down the drain because that water is pretty dirty. Back to the vacuum cleaner, go ahead and grab a flashlight. Look deep inside your filter chamber or housing. Verify that there is nothing causing an air blockage. In our case, ours looks pretty clean and clear. All right, DIYers, I want to show you a filter on our other Dyson vacuum cleaner. Check that out. A lot dirtier than the one we just showed you, so this was definitely on its way to creating a problem. We will go ahead and remove that debris and clean this sock for our other Dyson vacuum cleaner. All right, DIYers, the very next thing we are going to do is remove this canister once again. One push down releases that bottom cap here. An additional push down will release your canister. And pull this out, verify again, nothing is inside the inlet as well as the canister. Set that aside. From here, you've got two screws, and I will show you. The first one is just above where your power cord connects to charge your battery, and it is a small Phillips screw. Do not strip these screws, and when you get them out, do your best to not drop them and lose them. That would not be good. And in the event that you do not have a magnetic tip to your screwdriver, just carefully shift your vacuum cleaner up and your screw should pop right out. That's the first one. The second one is inside, and it is at an angle which is kind of friendly and convenient for you to remove it. Again, a small Phillips screw. Go ahead and carefully remove that. At this point, you can carefully wiggle the battery back and forth on the trigger handle, and there it is. Inside your battery are little electrical leads, and we have cleaned these in a different video. They're very difficult to get with a cleaner. However, just look inside there and see if there is any corrosion buildup, moisture, or any signs of stress, meaning melted plastic as well. That would not be good. We'll set the battery aside, come to your lower portion of your trigger, and these little electrical leads right here are what secure and connect to the internal battery leads. I have a steel brush. I've cleaned these before. Verify your vacuum cleaner is in the upright position, because as you clean any rust or corrosion or debris off these leads, you don't want any of it falling deep inside your trigger or handle. At this point, I have a nylon brush, and I use this to basically clean anything off that came loose or was broken up by that steel brush. I'll just tap a little bit. You can see a little bit of dust and debris coming out of the screen. That's normal. After this, we will give it one more inspection. No signs of corrosion, no signs of moisture, no signs of melted plastic or burnt leads, so that's good. Grab your battery, realign it properly, and secure these screws. And as you insert and secure these screws, do your absolute best not to cross thread them. That would not be good. If they're not going in smoothly or conveniently, screw them back out, realign them, and carefully screw them back into place to secure your battery. After securing both of those screws, now all we have to do is patiently wait for this filter to dry. However, in the meantime, see this little tab right here? That will actually insert in this little slot right there. Align that tab in that slot and carefully shift the canister up and in place until it clicks and secures itself. Just like that. Alright, DIYers, after 24 hours, reinsert the sock and align these little tabs here and carefully push down on the sock until all three of those little clips are securing those tabs. And you should hear clicking, and verify all tabs are secured inside their respective clips. Next, reinsert the center filter, and again, this does not screw or turn in. You just push it and that rubber gasket creates that seal. From here, go ahead and test it. Works pretty good. Very satisfied. Hopefully this helps solve your Dyson vacuum cleaner issues. From here, do us a favor. Below the video, you'll see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.